Hello, everyone. This is Jim Biringer here, NHLRumors.com. Please hit that notify button, subscribe to the channel, like the video. We're talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs today. We're talking about their pending unrestricted free agents and their pending restricted free agent. Who could get offer sheeted? First, we're going to start with the two pending unrestricted free agents, and it's Mitch Marner and it's John Tavares. Both guys continue to have great seasons for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And you look at it, and you keep hearing, what will these guys get? And both have told the Toronto Maple Leafs, especially Marner, that they don't want to really negotiate during the season. They're not going to negotiate to the media. However, if you look at it, Tavares really wants to get something done, but the Leafs haven't been willing to do something yet, right? And if you look at it, he has 36 goals on the season. He's in the last year of that big deal that he signed, 7 years. It's $11 million AAV. Again, that's when Matthew signed his deal. That's when Marner was signing his deal. Willie was signing his next deal. And you're saying to yourself, well, we need a number 2 center, but what's going to be out there? Brock Nelson going to be out there? Is he really going to come here? Is he going to stay in Colorado with what they're doing? Casey Middlestad, he's in Boston now. There's not a lot of options out there unless you go trade for somebody. And your best option is probably John Tavares. So 36 goals on the season. Not probably sure that he's going to get that again next year, but again, with the captain's seat off and the way he continues to lead on the ice, he's been their best center outside of Matthews and Marner and Nylander when those guys intertwine on different positions. You know, we know most of those guys play the wing outside of Matthews. However, if you look at it and you say to yourself, well, what's the better option? Do we have anybody internally? Right now, it's John Tavares. And you say to yourself, okay, he's got 70 points, 36 goals. It's unreal what he's doing right now with this team. He's second on the team behind William Nylander, 42 goals. Matthews has 29 because he's missed a lot of the season, right? So you say to yourself, what kind of contract is he going to get? Is it 3 years? Is it 4 years? Is it 6.5? Is it $7 million? Is it close to Steven Stamkos money, $8 million? Look, Stamkos signed 4 years, $8 million down in Nashville. That hasn't really worked out well. Tampa decided to move off on him. We noticed that some of these older players, and Brock Nelson being an older player out in Long Island, was offered a 3-year deal. He wanted a little bit more. A 30-year-old, 32, 34-year-old plus. I think Tavares has settled at 3, at maybe 7 would be the ideal number, and it's a big-time hometown discount. If you think Mitch Marner is going to take the hometown discount, think again. Marner leads the team with 93 points. He could be on pace for his first 100-point season. It's unbelievable what he's doing. This team is doing under Craig Berube. He's looking like the guy he was at Four Nations, coming up with clutch assist. That pass to Matthew Knies on Wednesday night was some stuff that, everybody dreams that they want to make that pass. It's like an Erik Karlsson type pass that we saw in the playoffs to Bobby Ryan all those years ago against Boston. So you say to yourself, okay, well, what Marner's getting? Well, we know what Matthews is getting. Is he going to get the same as Matthews? Willie's over 12. Does he fall in between? Does he get the same thing? If he goes to the open market, he could get 14, maybe 15 million from a team because the cap's going up. It's going up another 7.5 million. So everybody has that extra juice to play with. And I think if you're Mitch Marner, you got to take this to July 1st of what Steven Stamkos did all those years ago before he left this past time. The first time around was a free agent. He took it to July 1. He got all the, teams involved. He had all the offers, and he decided that I want to stay in Tampa. I think that's going to happen with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Is Marner's going to see what's out there and ultimately decide he wants to stay. And I think that's the big thing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They want him. He wants to stay, but you got to find the right number and the right amount of years. And they're the only team that can really offer him 8 years until July 1 now. Once July 1 comes, they can offer him 7 years. But is he worth 13.25? Is he worth 13? Is he worth more? We know what the Leafs like to do. We know what Trey Living likes to do. I go back to Tavares for a minute. If they were looking to get a deal done, would it have been done already? Are they going to wait till the end of the season? I think that's probably a formality for Tavares. I don't see it longer than 3 years. Willie, Willie's got his new deal last year. They took care of business. Same with Matthews. Mitch, what happens? I think this one's going to be drawn out like it was last time with Mitch. Now, Matthew Knies. What's going to happen with Matthew Knies? Well, there's a lot of talk about an offer sheet out there for him potentially for the season that he's having. 51 points. He's having a great season, 26 goals. And, he looks like the player that the Maple Leafs brought in at the end of the season in 2023. Outside of the injuries, he's dominating on that top line with Mitch Marner. Just a great play with Austin Matthews as well. He's taking his game to the next level. The RFA, and teams are going to want to offer sheet him. We saw what St. Louis Blues did last year, getting Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg, because Edmonton didn't take care of their own at first. Toronto's going to have to take care of their own first. And they're going to have to pay Matthew Knies. Now, what will he get? Will he get 7? Is he going to get 8 million? Could he get 9 million? I think 9 million would be a lot for this type of player. But again, what do the Leafs want to do with the salary cap, right? And do they want to continue to make the same mistakes? Even though you have a new GM, are you going to make the same mistakes you did last time? So you got to look at it. And, you look around some contracts out there. What type of money is he looking at? Could he get Brock Besser money? Besser had that $6.5 million. That's pretty reasonable, right? For this kid on a long-term deal. I don't know. I don't think you're getting to 9, but he could get it the way he's playing. You settle around Jack Hughes, which was $8 million. Nico Hischier's around $7.5 million. Jesper Bratt's in that range as well. So you look at some of those young players out there and you compare what they're getting on long-term deals, because I'm telling you right now, Matthew Knies isn't getting a bridge. It's going to be a long-term extension. Whether it's a Matthews mid-range is another story, but it would be hard to fathom that they bridge him, just considering what his availability will be next time. And if somebody's smart out there, they try to make an offer sheet to where the Maple Leafs can't match it and they can bring him in, because he's a elite superstar in this league. He's an elite player, and he could change a franchise because of his skill level and what he can do. He was great in college, and he's shown why he can be a clutch player for the Maple Leafs come playoff time. So the Maple Leafs have a lot of decisions. It starts with Matthew Knies, John Tavares, Mitch Marner. Marner's going to take the longest. I think you got to take care of your own with Matthew Knies first. Then John Tavares falls right in. That probably is the easiest one out of them all, because there's going to be a lot of debate on what Matthew Knies is owed and what Mitch Marner is going to get if he stays. And I think if the Leafs lose Marner, they might regret it, just because what's available and how do you replace that kind of production and that kind of chemistry on the team. We always say break it up, break it up, break it up. And they probably should have broken up in the past. But now, is it keep it together? Tune in, find out. This has been Jim Biringer, NHLRumors.com. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Take care, and we'll be back again real soon.